Hello and welcome to my channel, Smokey in the Game. I am Smokey, and today's game is Mount & Blade 2 Bannerlord. It's training day, everybody. After a quick conversation with my brother here, Nusun, we're going to start training in all of the various different types. Going to go over each and every particular part of training, from the sword and shield, the spear and shield, mounted combat, and also ranged combat. After a little test of the movement keys and the attack buttons, we'll get started. Choosing your direction is honestly a little easier when unarmed, but as you'll see very shortly, choosing your direction when armed can be a little more difficult as you have to be incredibly specific. Even choosing to pick something up, you have to make sure your direction is incredibly specific. As you can see, specificity is key when choosing which direction you'd like to attack from. Now onto some more advanced training. You have to pick up the weapon before you can start the training. It tells you that on the top of the screen. I just don't like to read. I'm an action kind of guy. I tried to start with the sword on its own, but fighting with a sword without a shield is as difficult as it gets in this game. I will fail many times over the course of this video. To restart the fight, you must interact with the weapon again. Activating first-person view can be helpful to some. It kind of feels easier to change your direction in first-person view. That being said, it's a little harder to get a sense of the battlefield. Just a quick test of the movements here to make sure I understand what I'm doing. Sword and shield, as you can see, is much easier. Having the ability to defend yourself obviously makes a difference. After moving through the rookie trainer, who uses a sword and shield, you work your way up to the advanced trainer, who uses a two-handed sword. His attacks are much more ferocious, but his defense lacks. This footage was originally recorded on March 30th, 2020. If you have any interest in watching me stream Mount & Blade 2 Bannerlord live, I do so every Monday at 5 p.m. Eastern. Again, an attempt with the sword, it will end in failure. And now we will begin with the spear. The spear and shield combo has the greatest reach, but also needs to be aimed the most specifically. Being able to slash gives you a particular advantage on an attack, but direct piercing is also very accurate, while I don't have much luck with it here. Still, I do manage to come out on top. The advanced trainer is honestly easier than the beginning trainer with the spear due to that reach. Another attempt with the sword. This one too will end in failure. You can see though, I am making progress. Each practice attempt is a little better. Still not great. Now off to some ranged combat practice. The first weapon we will be using is the crossbow. This is arguably the most accurate out of all of the ranged weapons, but it takes the longest to reload and also to shoot. Now, a headshot may be a headshot, but when you're just looking to do damage, javelins are the way to go. They definitely have the biggest impact. The major drawback of the javelin is that it requires a curve to have an accurate hit. The longer the distance, the greater the curve. Now on to my personal favorite, the bow and arrow. The bow and arrow is not only the fastest, but the easiest to aim with, in my personal opinion. Now finally, off to mounted combat. We will first be trying out the spear and shield combo. I suppose you could call it a lance. It's a lot more like jousting in this scenario, but it behaves in the exact same way as a spear. The spear has great reach, but your attacks have to be perfectly accurate to land. Though it may be hard to land an initial hit with the lance, the damage it does is devastating. As you can see here, I have a bit of trouble dismounting. I had a hard time figuring out which button that was, but all you have to do is look down at your horse and press the F key. Now we will use the sword and shield combo. What you sacrifice in range compared to the lance, you gain in you being able to use the slash ability. Being able to both slash and stab allows you to have a greater range of momentum and potentially hit more targets. It is much easier to hit from the side of the horse with a slash than it will ever be to do with a pointed stab. While you have to get pretty close to hit things, it's still great to be able to use that slash ability. This will definitely come in handy when charging towards an infantry. Now finally, we get to my favorite combat style, mounted archery. This character was made with mounted archery in mind. I personally find mounted archery to be the most dangerous combat style because not only are you fast, you are accurate, and you can hit from a distance while moving at a great speed. Making you virtually untouchable. Ranged mounted attacks are the only attacks that allow you to attack behind yourself. Now that is all of the different training exercises, but we're going to give sword fighting one last go in the advanced training arena. I will not let these guys take me down. Using this little kick trick at the beginning of the fight, you can get a slight advantage. And down he goes. A few victory jumps. And onto the advanced trainer. He's going down. I have no intentions of losing. And I'm going to intimidate him with my moves. It's over for you. It is a close fight, but he goes down. While the training in this game is purely optional, I would suggest doing all of it, because it will really help you to be the best you could possibly be in this game. That's everything. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. See you next time.